Hello and welcome back as we start learning about the muscular system. And so everybody's had a test now, and so you've had a chance to evaluate where you are and how you're doing. And if you're not where you are in this class, you're not getting the grades and you're not understanding, you need to figure out what it is you've been doing and change that going forward, because if you don't change it, you won't improve. So shoot me a message through the inbox. I'm happy to meet with you via Zoom to go over anything and give you a bunch of ideas of what to do going forward. But let's get started with a quick review of the three types of muscle. So, as you know, the three types of muscle tissue are smooth muscle, cardiac muscle, and skeletal muscle. So, if on the first test, when I asked you to name the four types of tissue and you wrote skeletal tissue as a type, you did not get credit because skeletal tissue was not a type of tissue. Muscle tissue was the type of tissue. And then a type of muscle is skeletal muscle. So you should be able to look at pictures of muscle and figure out if it's smooth muscle, cardiac muscle, or skeletal muscle. And by now, you should be able to understand or know that cardiac and skeletal muscle are striated and smooth muscle is not striated. But I'll review characteristics of the three types of muscle of the next three slides, so you don't have to go back and find that previous material. Hopefully you remember there's differences in location as well as the different microscopic anatomy. There's going to be difference in their neurons and how they control and create the muscle contractions. And there's also differences in what each type of muscle does when it shortens, because it is the shortening of the muscle contraction causes it to shorten, that causes its function. I also want to point out when we're talking about muscles, we have certain prefixes. So just like with bones, we had os, os, or osteo. And with cartilage, we had chondro, chondro. With muscles, we actually have a multiple different prefixes. Myo, myo is one of the most common. There's also mys or mus, like in muscles, musculocutaneous. And then one that we're going to see a lot in the microanatomy of muscles is sarco, which technically means flesh, as in flesh-eating bacteria, which basically means it's the bacteria that's going to be destroying the muscles. It doesn't mean it's just eating your skin. It means it's eating the muscles underneath. So let's get started with smooth muscles. So look at the picture and how would you describe smooth muscles? Okay, well, the cells, they're elongated cells that are pointed on each end. Each cell has a single nucleus that tends to be round or oval in shape. There are no visible striations, and the cells are kind of packed next to each other. Smooth muscle is found in the walls of all your hollow organs and your blood vessels. So we're going to have a lot of these in the walls of your digestive system, as shown here. Also going to have it in your urinary system, your reproductive system, your respiratory system. Oftentimes, as I said previously, we're going to have two layers of this, one layer going longitudinally and one layer going perpendicular to it. So if it contracts, it squeezes something to like squish up the food, and the other layer longitudinally moves things along in pathways. And as you know, you cannot cause smooth muscles to contract, so you can't give yourself a uterine cramp. You cannot make your blood vessels contract to raise your blood pressure. You cannot make your bladder contract to make yourself do anything with that. Okay. But smooth muscle has a very long, slow contraction and is able to do that because it can actually make ATP faster than it uses this. And we know it can have a long, slow contraction because ladies in labor can have uterine contractions that last for 90 seconds and followed by a 30-second rest and then another 90-second contraction. And this is what happens in the last part of labor right before the baby is born. The second type of muscle is cardiac muscle. So take a few seconds and look at this muscle and see how you would describe it. Okay, so looking at these cells, they are not tapered at the ends. You can see that they are branched. The cells seem to have one nucleus, which seems to be round or oval. If and in the cartoon drawing, you couldn't see it, but in the photomicrograph, you clearly can see that there are striations. The other thing you can see, and you can see in the cartoon drawing, were these dark lines. You need to learn their names. These are called intercalated discs. Inter means between. So these are between two cells. Calate is a word that means like a fretwork. So if you've ever seen like windows or metal or woodwork that has a whole bunch of little cutouts, what is happening is wherever you see this intercalated disc, we have hundreds of these intercellular junctions. And do you know which one of the three intercellular junctions this one is that has the opening that goes from one cell's plasma membrane to the other cell's plasma membrane, leaving an opening? That's right. These are gap junctions. So what this is going to allow is small molecules, in this case, ions, to move from one cardiac muscle cell, one cardiac myocyte, directly into adjacent cardiac myocytes. And because of the branching, this is going to happen to more than just one cell. Cardiac muscle is also involuntary. You cannot think and say, let me drop my heart rate or let me double my heart rate. And it is only found in the heart wall. Students get a little confused and they think it's in blood vessels. It's not in blood vessels. It's not in blood vessels attached to the heart or in blood vessels that feed the heart. That is smooth muscle in all of your blood vessel walls. So the third type of muscle is skeletal muscle. Take a look, a moment and look at its picture. So these you can see are long cylindrical cells, and they look like they have multiple nuclei because they have multiple nuclei. And the reason they do is because these cells are actually cells that were fused from precursor cells. So the myocyte that you see in the adults or in the even in a child were fused myoblasts. As the body grew, the cell could not be long enough, so cells fused together. And so each myoblast brought its own nucleus. And so, for instance, when you have one of these cells that's 3 feet long in your thigh, it's going to have multiple nuclei in it. The nuclei are usually seen pushed over to the periphery of the cell because the cell is striated. It is filled with these contractile proteins we're going to be learning about today. And these proteins are voluntary. We can consciously make our skeletal muscle shorten so that we can move our bones and manipulate the environment because our skeletal muscle is attached to the skeleton. So going forward, especially today, I would like you to change your words because by changing your words, you will be changing your mindset. So instead of saying to yourself, I'm not good at science, I'm just not that good at it, I want you to say to yourself, I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. Okay, because all of you can do this. And I will see you as we come back for the rest of the time. We are going to be talking about skeletal muscle. I'll see you shortly.